Welcome to Attention Talk Video, where we pay attention to attention. Now, here's your host, Jeff Copper.
Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host and cognitive engineer, ADHD coach Jeff Copper. Our topic today is ADHD and studying, how to focus. Wow, that's a question that echoes through the world of ADHD. How do I describe this? Focus. Focus is the ability to concentrate on something that requires some level of thinking. Now, people with ADHD really struggle with anything that's boring. It's like physically uncomfortable. It takes an enormous amount of effort to sit in pain. You hear what I'm saying? Like you're in pain. It's hard just to sit there and take it. You're squirming to escape it. Also, ADHD is an executive functioning impairment. Problem solving is impaired. It's uncomfortable. It's harder for you to do it than a neurotypical. So we have these two big factors. One is boredom, which is discomfort. And then a lot of cognitive effort to solve problems. When you have an impairment, that's a lot of cognitive effort. There's a lot of discomfort here. And your brain doesn't like to sit in discomfort. It's painful. So when people are asking me, how do I focus? What they're really saying is, how do I just sit here in pain? Like, how do I try harder? How do I not escape this agony? And I think if you really pay attention to it, that's really kind of not working. So what's at issue? Well, you got to make it more comfortable. It's fundamentally that's what has to happen. So if you've got something that's tedious and boring, what do you do? Well, number one, don't do it if you don't have to. Automate it or reduce the steps, or basically you got to combine it with another activity to make it more interesting or easier. Or if you're studying something that's really complicated, you really need to make it easier. Now, I've said it's interesting because I get a lot of calls from people that want coaching for their kids in college. And I said, the thing about late teens and early adulthood, most people in this age bracket, they don't want to need help. They want to just go off and do it by themselves. Now, I'm a little bit of an anomaly. When I went through college as an athlete, I had unlimited tutors. And I'm like, hell, why would I not? I would just go to the tutors because A, it was convenient. B, I could study in half the time because I could ask the questions and get it answered like quickly. Like for me, it was like one-on-one. And so a lot of people with ADHD, when they're asking to focus hard, they're looking for tips, tricks, and strategies to override this impairment. And what I'm saying is that you got to make the thinking easier, and it's usually typically easier in the company of others. Sometimes they're just sitting next to you, keeping you company, but other times you'll stop every once in a while and ask clarifying questions, or you'll go through the material together. If you take a look at it in the right environment, if you have ADHD, there's environments where it's a lot easier for you to study. There's a recent quote by Annie Rogers at Attitude Magazine that ADHD is muted or amplified based off of the environment, which is a great statement. So your ADHD is amplified when you're slogging through it and trying to study just harder when you're all on your own, but it's muted in the right environments. We're in the company of other people. So what's the answer? Do it in the company of other people. Ask for help. Get some tutors. It's really kind of obvious. But most people emotionally just want to grunt their way through it. So it's like one of these things that emotionally people don't want to do or accept. But I'm saying life is a heck of a lot easier if you just get help. And if you acknowledge that you have ADHD and it's a problem-solving impairment and get the accommodations, which are kind of hidden in plain sight, you might be surprised at how much easier life is. I feel like I'm somewhat accomplished, but I'm not a bright person at all. Mostly it's because I've gotten help. So I hope this has inspired you to let go of this just white knuckling it and get some help, get the accommodations. If you're watching our channel, please like it or comment or do something just to kind of keep our rankings up, to kind of get the truth out to people that are really struggling. I hope this has given you pause to think. Catch us next week for another great edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.